ABSL Summit. Transform to thrive.
Very much looking forward to kicking this off. Obviously, a topic where we all have a lot of passion. So maybe I'll just let you, Aneta, do a quick intro. I will do a quick intro, and then we'll kick it off with a few findings. And then I would like to ask Aneta a little bit of questions about her experience to set us well up.
Thank you, Martin, and thank you all for being with us. So my name is Aneta Kolankowska. I'm responsible for IT at BNP Paribas Corporate Institutional Banking in Poland. I have more than 25 years of professional experience, 20 years almost at BNP with 5 years break. But the most important project I'm working right now is to build an IT hub, and I would like to mention or disclose more about my experience and the challenges we face building that hub, because we started recently, actually.
Amazing. Thank you. Great to have you here. Yes, I am Martin. I'm a Swedish origin, now based in London since 6 years, and mainly work with tech-enabled performance transformations for our clients. So look, to kick us off a bit, just wanted to share and get a poll of the room. So we're going to do one survey question. And this comes from one of every year as a firm, we run a survey of CXOs on the future of business operations. And this clearly this year shows the opportunities, of course, of AI, Gen AI, technology. I think there were sort of 3 main learnings that came out on the topic of how to truly drive impact. And in one way, they are sort of a refreshing reminder. And in another way, these are things that I think we all know, but we sometimes forget. So what actually comes out did have very little to do with technology. So what stands out as the 3 success factors was, number 1, really start with a true business problem. Clearly sounds really basic, but we found out that over half of the initiatives did not have a clear business problem. Second, spend half of your investments on change and adoption. And if we look at the clients we serve, that's very rarely the case when they get started. And then thirdly, to the topic also here today, ensure to invest in your people, drive the capability building, as well as reflect that in how you operate. So those were the 3 takeaways. And the question for all of you to kick us off is just looking at this list of 7 type of initiatives. If you can then rank them 1 to 7, and I think we're now going to get a QR code for everyone. See, technology is working. So if you can all please go ahead. And feel free to start showing the results whenever they are ready. So it's a tight race for number 1. Obviously, they stay together, as well proven now on this survey. All right, should we have a look at what 250 CXOs said about the same question? So interestingly enough, they had the same view as you guys. So that's a good starting point. Process optimization, you see sort of the greenish, bluish on top, increase investment, bluish, maintain, and then you have decrease and no investment. So advanced analytics, digital technology, process optimization, obviously all of these work together. But that's what came out from 250 CXOs. Now, before I start to share a few questions with Aneta, and we have the plan to open up for 1 or 2 or 3 questions from the group. So you have to still stay active after lunch. But one thing for us, as I would guess most of us here are European-based. And one of the really concerning things that came out of this year's survey, and unfortunately this is a bit of a theme that we see as a firm, is that if you look at the Gen AI and AI investment, and this unfortunately is true across processes and functions, when you compare the North America versus the European numbers, we are consistently investing less. So overall, we've seen a bit of a theme when it comes to technology, that for some reason, as Europeans, we are a bit less bold. We allow a little less innovation and entrepreneurship. So for us to sort of fully unleash the European energy, I think we collectively, and clearly you as leadership group, have an opportunity here to take an even bolder stance. So with that, let's talk about one positive example. I think we can take this one down. So maybe, Aneta, to kick us off, maybe you can share a little bit about your journey on BNP and what you have learned.
Thank you. I've mentioned that I rejoined BNP, that was 18 months ago, and I rejoined for the reason to build an IT hub. And currently we have more than 200 senior IT specialists who are working with us. We have 2 offices, the main one Warsaw, Krakow, and we are looking for the new one in Wrocław. So I can tell you that we have really great talent pool in Poland, and we have really nice offer for BNP because they trust us and they joined. And of course we had some challenges, it's not that we don't. So the most important for us, it was to gain a trust from our partner. So of course we had to deliver great level of service. We have to find good people, and of course cost aspect is also important. And another thing, how to retain talents, how to be attractive for the new one, and the most important for me, how to make an impact. How to be able to take decision, to be part of decision makers, and be able to be part of critical technological project. I'm speaking about IT. And from AI perspective, we are financial industry, but we are quite heavy involved in AI on, let's say, global level, supporting the trading or fraud detection, and also supporting management of customer claims. But from IT perspective, we are experimenting how we can involve AI in the coding and automating of tests. So that's something that we are working right now.
Fantastic. Maybe we can just deep dive a little bit in some of these tech-enabled, AI-enabled initiatives, and maybe you can share a little bit more about how has that gone, what has been your learnings, etc.
So first of all, it's recently we opened or we started AI hackathon because we wanted to ask our people what's important for them and what kind of topics they would like to address. We didn't want to give them topics from the top perspective because we believe that our people, they know the most what are their problems. And actually next week we have a final assessment of all solutions, and then we will rank what we will address as the first or second priority. And for our people, it's really important because they can see the impact. They came with proposal, and we'll be able to implement it.
Fantastic. And just building a little bit on the location side as well, being at sort of the heart of the GPS industry in Poland, in Krakow, what was some of the consideration behind your location choices and your expansion as well?
Definitely talent pool. We have great people, and when we build a business case, we assume that we will build the center based on senior IT talent. So today, out of these 200 people, we have 80% of senior or mid-plus engineers, developers, analysts, and that proves that the talent pool exists. So that was the first. And of course, I mentioned cost. We are not low-cost location, but we are still cheaper or more attractive comparing to other location, but we need to be more predictable. So we are working on some tax reliefs to still keep the cost under control.
Okay. And if you would sort of take a step back and think about sort of what has been sort of maybe the top 3 learnings from this journey, and I know you have a long journey with BNP, you had another couple of years at a different bank, so you have a lot to compare about and in this journey. So what would be sort of your, let's say, top 3 learnings?
So first of all, focus on talent, and also to retain the current one and also grow them and attract the new one. And I got recently discussion on the marketing. I feel that we have so great talent pool in Poland, and we should be more vocal. We should be more. We should challenging more our, let's say, headquarters partners to let them know that we are really here and we can deliver great service out of Poland. So talents, I mean more marketing, and also more to be able to be more part of the decisions, to take strategic decision. So this is 3 most important points that I will mention.
Yeah, and I love this last point as well. We had some clients who say, the sort of next leap they have to do is they sort of they've been allowed to sort of really partner, but how do you shift from being a good partner to really lead? Do you have a license to lead, at least on some of the key topics? Could be data, could be AI, etc. And I think that's sort of the next shift to really lead on this topic within organizations. Super interesting. I think we can open up for 1 or 2 questions from the audience as well. So please prepare. I don't know if we have microphones, but maybe just raise your hand if you have a question here for Aneta. Yes, thank you, sir. You have a very strong and good voice. So.
Hello. All right. So a question to both of you, yeah, because you reinforced it through your presentations and to the things we've been talking, the importance of strategic approach for implementing technological solutions. Yeah, I'm pretty much aligned to what you say. That's also where I stand. But can you provide a little bit more details about, for example, how that was done at McKinsey and BNP Paribas? I would love to hear more about that.
Great. Maybe Aneta, you want to start?
No, maybe you can start.
Okay. Yeah, look, if I talk about our own firm, right, and if I think about sort of how did we deal also with sort of generative AI, so we went to solve 3 business opportunities for us. And we decided to only do those 3. And then we can solve the rest later. So for us, this was, I don't know if anyone has ever worked with consultants, but consultants have a tendency to produce quite a few PowerPoints. So we decided, let's stop that. So that was our first use case. You know, we're all in, we're going to free up tons of capacity, and we're going to use generative AI. The second thing, and for a firm like us that is super critical, is knowledge management. So here we already had an amazing starting point, right? So we already had a very good knowledge management within our firm. But, you know, bringing generative AI on top of that, and of course we built our own cognitive assistant called Lily that works with all our knowledge management. And we've seen the usage of this. I think the last thing I saw that any sort of project manager, associate, and BA in the firm, on average, uses Lily twice a day. So knowledge management was the second business opportunity we tackled, and the third one was recruiting. So as a firm, we get 1 million applications every year, and everyone should have a good chance, a good shot. But we use generative AI to do assessments of all the incoming applications. So those were the 3 sort of business problems that we decided to go after. And I think we feel comfortable that all of those 3 actually having good impact. And we said there are a lot of other opportunities, but we decided just to go for those 3.
Yes, the same for us. We were quite selective. It's not that we implemented or we tried to implement AI everywhere. First of all, it has to address business problem. And if even it's a big scale, a small one, it should match to the business problem. And so that's why we have AI working for trading or for fraud detection, as I mentioned. I must say that we are experimenting now with AI, involving more in IT area. So you know that banking is very strict environment and sensitive. I mean, trust is the most important for us. So before we will adopt something, we need to be sure that we will not ruin our trust in front of our customers. So we are, let's say, step by step, we are going more into AI world, but it's not massive investment. I mean, it's not in the big scale as in, let's say, other companies.
All right, great. Do we have time for maybe one more question here from the audience?
All right, thank you. Joanna Brunarska, Sylvamo, Words Paper Company. We heard today a lot about upskilling and reskilling. Those new tools are wonderful, but as long as we don't know how to use them, they're as good as nothing on hand, right? So do you have any best practices or recommendations for customers or what to implement in your company, how to provide a large-scale upskilling programs to the wider population in your firms?
You want to go ahead?
So what I mentioned, we started to build this hub with senior IT professionals, and now we are open more for the young population, and we open the graduate program. And we focus on really young people, just graduated, and we offer 18 months with rotation, and they will cover various aspects of the organization. So they will, because they come with a specific IT knowledge. But what we are bringing to them, it's more, let's say, financial and than the perspective. And for industry, because what we faced, the challenge we faced was when we started to build a hub, there are quite a lot of junior, less mid specialists, and least seniors. And now we try to reverse this pyramid, and I think as a sector we should invest a lot into young population, because we can end up having few senior, very specialized and knowledgeable people, and then we can have a gap. And in the future, we need those young people to support us. So apart from this graduate program, we put a lot of attention to internal reskilling and upskilling, and we have internal programs to address it.
Fantastic. So I think with that, we will thank Aneta, and thanks for listening to us. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.